Hey everyone, welcome back. First of all, I want to apologize if you guys can hear anything in the background like fireworks. It is 4th of July week. Today is the 3rd. I'm not sure when I will be uploading this, but just in case you guys can hear that in the background, that is the reason why. So, before I begin, because I have been asked by a few of you what is my status right now on my thyroid cancer journey. This week I had an appointment with a speech therapist, and it was basically a consultation. I talked to him about what I've been dealing with, where if I talk for a long period of time, I run out of breath. I can't yell if I'm trying to yell, and there's no way I can, like, you guys can barely hear me. If I'm in a room with a lot of noise, I have to speak as loud as I can, and sometimes people can't even hear me then. So what he said was that basically there's like a small gap in between. I believe he said my vocal cords. And because of that gap, the air escapes faster through that hole. He said, think of it as if you have a hole on your tire and you're driving, the tire is going to get flat very fast because of that small hole. It's what's happening to the air in your lungs. It's coming out faster through that small hole because my left vocal cord is like partially paralyzed. So it doesn't move too much, which means it cannot close when I'm done talking or whatnot. So anyways, I'm going to be getting vocal therapy, I think he said. He said that basically I might not get the voice back that I had before my surgery, but they can help me so that I don't run out of breath so easily when I'm speaking. I can finally go back to starting my exercises and all of that good stuff. So with that out of the way, just know I'm doing good, you guys. And for the next 5 weeks, once a week, I will be going to this vocal therapy. So wish me the best. Moving on from that, today I was thinking about, those of you who know me know that I really like things that have to do with like budgeting. I may not follow it. I may be a big spender, just putting it out there, but I do like to help others budget, if that makes sense. So then I started thinking, like, I wonder why when you're in school, well, at least here in Waukegan High School, we only had one class that taught us about finances, and it was consumers ed. First of all, we only have to take this class like one semester during the 4 years or something like that. It's something ridiculous. And I was thinking, if there were classes that instead of us having to take like things that we're not gonna use, let's be honest, we're not gonna use half of the things we learn in school, why wouldn't they just incorporate things or classes that actually are gonna benefit us once we are older? So this is a list of things that I wish we would have learned in school. And one of the things is, and this is a very important one because I feel like it makes you more aware of what you're saying. And that is to take ownership of the words that you are using. So for example, and I've struggled with this my whole life, is if I say, okay, I'll see you tomorrow at 8. And 8 comes by and I'm nowhere around, and then I have to text you and tell you that I'm running late. Saying, okay, hold on, give me 10 minutes. I'll get right back to you with the answer or something. And an hour goes by and you never reach out to that person again. You forget, you're doing other things. And I just feel like it's very important for us to take responsibility of the words that we're using. For example, if you're arguing with somebody and A lot of us are like, oh well, don't listen to what they said. They were just angry. And that gets me even more angry because I'm like, okay, but a lot of the time when you're angry, you end up saying things that you actually mean. Maybe not exactly how you meant it, but most of the things that you say when you're angry, most of the time, at least in my experience, is true. So that's why, one of the reasons why when I get angry, I don't like to talk about it right away, because I know I'm going to use the wrong words, and I want to be able to say to you, like, everything I just said is actually what I mean, and not trying to say something and then try to take it back or try to make it better, because at the end of the day, I'm just going to end up making it worse because you already heard what I really wanted to say, if that makes any sense. So just a class that makes us be more attentive to what we say, or, you know, as the years go by and we're older in school, a class that lets us or helps us to become more mature people. Because I know, like, at the end of the school year, there's people that are, you know, all over in maturity levels, and if we just had that one class that taught us how to be more mature, I think would help us all, or would benefit us all, you know, in the future. Another thing that I believe we should have learned more of in school is how to take care of your finances. And I think money is so important. And like some people say, money does not bring you happiness. Of course, it doesn't bring you the happiness, the true meaning of happiness. But it brings you, at the end of the day, it brings you some sort of, security. You know that if you have a certain amount of money, you'll be okay if anything were to happen. You know that if you have a certain amount of money, you know, in a month or so, you're going to be able to get something that you've been working really hard on getting. Another thing with finances is to find a healthy balance between splurging on yourself constantly and paying yourself for hard work. So, for example, what I see a lot of is, and don't get me wrong, like, if you can do this and you can do it often, go ahead. But women that are struggling financially but still have, like, the Coach purses, the Coach shoes, the Louis Vuitton handbags, the Guess this, and like all these expensive things, but they're struggling financially. There's nothing, at least to me, there's nothing more attractive than someone who is financially secure and doesn't have to go out and show off to the world that they have, you know, $20,000 in the bank or more. Like, for me, when you have money, keep it to yourself. Of course, it's amazing, like, you reached a certain financial freedom or things like that, but keep it to yourself, and instead of showing off, help someone, you know, in your community, or give back to someone who helped you, or do something instead of trying to show off what you don't think, or what you're not even sure it might even last forever. Because remember, we might have money today, but nothing guarantees us that we'll have that same amount of money tomorrow. I don't know if you guys watch Dulce Candy on YouTube, but she recently did a video about how she lost a big amount of money and how she dealt with it. And like I was telling my sister Anna, at the end of the day, like, if that were to happen to me, I mean, I know it doesn't compare, you know, I'm pretty sure she has like a lot of money, but if it happens to me where I lose, let's say, $20, I'm like, damn, where's those $20? I really needed those $20 or whatever. If I'm okay, you guys know what I've been through health-wise, but now I'm okay. Losing that amount of money shouldn't affect me, because I should be focused on the bigger picture, not only that money, you know. So those of you who might watch Dulce Candy, make sure you guys go watch her video on that one. Matter of fact, let me see what it's called so I can reference it. It is called "What Losing an Insane Amount of Money Overnight Taught Me." And that video, you guys, amazing. Another thing that I wish we would have learned in school is about credit. Now, at least here in the United States, your credit line makes up a lot, if not most, of your financial status. So you can be making, let's say, $200,000 a year, but if your credit score sucks, you don't have as many opportunities sent your way. Where, if you're trying to get a house without a good credit score, it doesn't matter how much money you're making, you're not able to get that nice house. To get a car, they check your credit. To, like, most of the things that you're trying to do here in the United States, they check your credit. So I wish there would have been a class where they teach you how to start off your credit, how to grow your credit, and then how to maintain a good credit score. For me, that would have been something amazing, something I would have loved to learn, because now I'm 28 years old, you guys. 28 years old, and most of the things that I know about credit and all of that, I've ended up having to teach myself, because I grew up in a family where my parents lived paycheck by paycheck. So now that I think about it, like, if anything would have happened where they didn't get paid 1 week, or both of them ended up not getting paid 1 week, we would have been struggling really hard until they got paid again. And it's not something that we knew as kids. Like, we never knew our parents were struggling. We just thought, like, okay, they just don't want to get it for us, or they just don't want, like, if we went to the store, okay, fine, they just don't want to get us that. But now that I'm older and I get to look back at the experiences that I had growing up, I can see that it wasn't that my parents didn't want to get us certain things. It's that they were struggling financially to support us. And the thing that makes me so proud is that they never made it so obvious where we would find out that they were struggling. And, now to see them so many years later, we're all grown, we're all moved out except for my younger brother, and that they get to live a life where they are no longer living paycheck by paycheck, just makes me so proud, and just proves that even though you grew up, in a certain situation, it doesn't mean you have to stay in that situation for the rest of your life. Now, I try to bring this onto my younger siblings, where I try to teach them a little bit more about having financial freedom. If I ever get to see the day where my little brother gets to experience things at a much younger age than we did, I'm going to be super proud. I know I myself moved out of my parents' house when I was 26 years old. Yes, 26. Selena moved out with me. She was 21. Sorry, you guys, I'm really bad with their ages. We're 21 and 22. So if my brother is able to be financially independent, to be able to move out at a younger age than that, I am going to be beyond proud of him. And like I said before, like, I try to help him, I try to guide him, but again, it needs to be all in your mind. You need to be able to want to do certain things to be able to do them. Manifesting for me, like you guys know, is a big part of who I am now, where if I want to get something done, I think about it, I talk about it to myself. Sometimes I even try to plan it out, read it, write my plan out, read it out loud, and that kind of develops into my dream becoming reality. Now, there are some dreams that are going to take longer to come true, but I know that whatever you set your mind to, you're going to accomplish it no matter what. So yeah, these are just some of the things that I wish we would have learned. Some of the most important things that I could think about, because there's a lot of things that, they didn't really teach us in school. But if you guys have anything else to add to this list, definitely let me know. And I want to know what you guys think about being financially independent, about credit, about being mature, about anything that I said today. Let me know in the comments. Send me any requests you guys have for upcoming topics. I'll be more than happy to talk about it. Another idea I have for another video is maybe I get all of my sisters together and we can make one episode just talking about random things that you guys know. This podcast is all about random things. So definitely let me know if you guys want to hear all of us discussing a topic, because again, we are all very similar, but at the same time we have very different point of views on certain things. So send in your requests for that. I will talk to them, get them together, and we will for sure record an episode, for all of you guys. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July. I hope you guys had a great time with your friends and family. And more than anything, I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. And that is all for this episode. I will catch you guys on the next one. Remember to always stay positive and be happy.